Today's episode of Pautzke Outdoors comes to you from the Florida-Georgia border here on Lake Seminole. It is a massive compound with 376 miles of shoreline, some 37,500 acres, and it's one of those big U.S. Army Corps of Engineers lakes where the Chattahoochee and Flint rivers join into the lake before flowing into the dam, and then all of a sudden you have the Apalachicola River below it. Now, we didn't come here to take a history lesson. We came here to go crappie fishing. And sure enough, Scott and I were here not long at all. Now, Scott's a professional crappie angler. You know him as part of Scott Williams and Team Williams Fishing. And sure enough, this is the first time he had ever fished this lake.
That, folks, is my very first Lake Seminole slab. We just got here this morning. We put in on the upper end of the Chattahoochee River, and just got out here, got started good. Just happened to see these houseboats. Good friend of mine told me in the area to try, and we found a few fish under these houseboats. We're gonna see if we can get a few more, but that is my very first one on Lake Seminole.
Ooh. That's better fish, yeah.
So you've seen on our videos, we're in springtime, pre-spawn. These fish are getting ready to spawn. They're super fat. You know, just beautiful black crappie. I don't know if there's any white crappie in this lake or not. I honestly have no clue. I don't know a whole lot of information about it. But this fish here is just a perfect example of a big pre-spawn female black crappie. There he is. Nice fish. Oh yeah. That's a better fish right there. We haven't been on Lake Seminole 10 minutes and catching donks. Guys, I'm gonna tell you what I'm using to just kind of skip up under this houseboat. That's a Lunker City jig. I think it's called a Fin S shad. It's just a little rubber body. I've got it on an unpainted 30-second jig head. Just a nice little jig, kind of a natural color. And that's what we're just shooting up under this boathouse, getting these bites.
There he is. Oh, it is a nice fish. And that was your first cast with the new jig.
Yep.
There it is.
Nice black crappie. So you heard me hit that dock right there. I tell you, I really like the K9 fluorocarbon, the 6-pound fluorocarbon, especially fishing amongst all fishing amongst all the structure and all that we're fishing. I mean, this line's rubbing up against aluminum up there, and just having the confidence in a line that it's not fraying. You know, I constantly check, and Chris can vouch, I'm constantly checking my knot strength, checking for frayed line. You know, we're always fishing against trees, stumps, docks, boat houses, and it's just comforting to know that I've got a line that I've got a lot of confidence in, that I'm not worried about breaking. I like the fluorocarbon because there's no stretch in it. And you know, I do use braided line in certain situations, but primarily I'm using the fluorocarbon just because there's no stretch. And as you can see, I set the hook when I get excited a little bit hard, but there's no stretch in this, so I can feel the slightest of bites. If that fish pushes my jig towards me, you know, it creates a little slack, and I can feel that. Or if he just barely nips it, I can feel that. Mono stretches, has some stretch to it, and there's certain applications where, you know, mono's a good thing. But very rarely do I use mono anymore. I'm either using the braided line, or when I use braid when I'm long pole jigging, like we did in the mats. It has zero stretch and it is really strong. And if I get hung with it, I can really yank on it and get my jig back and not have to retie so much. There he is. Well, there's a bunch of them under these docks and boat houses, and I was just talking about my line, and you guys saw there's that nick. You can see that's aluminum, and that fish rubbed it, but it'll still allow me to get that fish in the boat.
Yeah.
Still allow me to get that fish in the boat, and I was actually holding, the line real close to the jig, and he was flailing pretty good. I think it's time I put a little more gel on.
Are you still using the shad?
Yeah, I'm just using the shad gel. So there's a ton of fish under there, and you guys have already seen me catch several. And that fish followed it almost all the way to the boat and didn't commit to it. So I think the gel's wearing off a little bit. Just about every, 8 or 10 fish, it helps just to reapply it. All right, people say fishermen do crazy things to catch a fish. There's a wall under there that when I shoot my jig under, it hits and I can't quite get to them, so I'm fixing to try something a little bit different. I think you guys are gonna like this if it works. All right, there it is.
No way. Did you get it? It's a tank too. It's the biggest fish of the day.
So
I like it.
check that out. Big male. See the colors on him, black. That, one of the last fish we caught was a female. I showed you how the egg sac was big. This fish is thin, but it's a big frame fish, but it's got the spawning colors are starting to come to them. These fish are getting ready to spawn. There he is.
First cast in a new spot.
First cast in a new spot, and he sucked. I was looking for the fireball. He's got it so deep you can't see. I don't see it.
That's all right, we see the crappie. Now, one thing you guys got to remember is Scott has never fished this lake before, okay? When we told him, hey, if we're gonna go all the way down to fish places like Talquin and Eufaula, let's go try Seminole. We've never done it. He goes, well, I've never been there before. You sure we're gonna, you never know what's gonna happen. He's just using his normal techniques out here on a new lake to be successful. Now, Scott told us this the other day. Remember, we've been filming 2-a-days for today's day 4. And he said, Chris, if we're pitching docks like we are, we're using fire gel simply because the balls are gonna come off when you keep hitting aluminum. Out here, he's using crappie fireballs because we don't have that problem.
One thing it does, not only does it give it scent, and I'm using a real natural color jig, an unpainted jig head, a monkey milk body, and I'm just putting that chartreuse on there. It also adds a little bit of color, but it also gives it a little bit of scent as well.
Well, they got all different year classes on this one stump, huh?
Yeah. Nice fish.
You think that's the same one?
Yeah, that's the one that just chased us back. I watched it go back in. I told y'all it was a nice big fish, and it is. Check that out. And he got it. I told you if he sucked this bait in, he was gonna get hooked. Here he comes. There he is.
Ooh, that's the one you wanted too.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted.
Good fish.
It is a good fish. Oh, come in here.
Yes, sir.
That is a Seminole toad. That's a big female. I'm not 100% sure. I think she's probably already laid some of her eggs, if not all of them. But I mean, man, what a gorgeous fish. Just a beautiful fish. We're gonna get her back in so she can finish her deal. Oh, she's coming back up. She's gonna jump.
Oh, she gone. Hey, she just want a little airtime.
Just want a little airtime. Hey folks, get down to Seminole. I'm telling you, we haven't been here an hour this morning. We've caught 15 fish probably. What a fishery. I mean, it's just a wonderful place to come to. As you saw, we caught fish on the fire gel when we were shooting the boat houses, and we caught fish on the fireballs today. Man, just what a trip. I enjoyed it. Hope y'all enjoy the video. We'll catch you next time.
Now, the lake is some 35 miles long. In some areas, it's 2 miles wide. It's got an average depth of 10 feet, and it's almost 30 feet deep in certain places. We didn't do much exploring. We basically started in one little area. We went out in front of Pop's Dockside Grill on the Georgia side. We motored out and we started fishing. As soon as we saw, I'm guessing these are houseboats, we were crappie fishing and catching fish almost instantly. Now, all those fish came with him using shad and garlic fire gel on jigs. We didn't use the crappie fireball simply because he was constantly hitting structure, and the reality is the ball is going to fall off if you're hitting structure with it. Now, when we went into open water, we caught some more slabs. All of this came in 2 hours. When we went to the open water section, he used the crappie fireballs. Now, simple as that, we spent about 2.5 hours here. We went back and we had lunch at Pop's Dockside Grill, and we went to another lake. We headed north and went to Eufaula and filmed another episode. Sure enough, in the short time we were here, we had a heck of a time enjoying Lake Seminole and their largely overlooked crappie fishery. Pautzke products are available at sporting goods stores near you. If you can't find the specific color, size that you want, make sure to go to Pautzke.com. And as a thank you for watching Pautzke Outdoors, we're going to show you a coupon code to be used for 10% off your next order.